Hello everyone, this is Gruesome Hertzogg. My very special guest today is the mastermind and genius behind the movie Rage. It's director Christopher R. Witherspoon. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me here today. I appreciate it.
No problem, and I want to thank you for sending me a copy to view for my podcast. It was more than what I expected.
Great.
Now, for the listeners who hasn't seen this, and hopefully down the road they will, when I popped this movie in, when I got it 2 days ago, it's a movie that when I popped it in, I could not keep my eyes away from it. It's fast-paced. It's very, very intriguing and fun film. You have the aspect of an innocent person who, well, I shouldn't say innocent.
Right.
But a person who says goodbye to his wife in the morning and goes into town, and he tends to get in a somewhat of a verbal, physical confrontation with a mysterious motorcyclist. And then after that, their hell proceeds, and it gets to the fullest attack by the end of the film. And what you have here, to me, is, correct me if I'm wrong, you basically have two stories in this movie at one time. Would that be a correct assumption?
No, definitely. You definitely have the A storyline and the B storyline. The first, the story that's out in the forefront is the story about our lead character and his situation he's having with this mysterious motorcyclist he's encountered in a parking lot, and how the film goes forward from there as far as their relationship goes, the cat and mouse aspect of the movie. But also the B storyline has to do with the lead character and his relationship with his wife, as well as another woman who he is involved with. And I think we can give that much away because that's pretty early in the film. But those are the two storylines that we go through, and they're interconnected.
Right.
And you find out how connected they are at the end of the film, and I won't say any more about that.
Correct. Now, Audrey Walker plays a character of Crystal Twist. Rick Crawford played Dennis Twist. Right. And, of course, that psychotic, mysterious biker is played by none other than Christopher R. Witherspoon. So, listeners, if you don't know, you know now that Chris, my guest, is the mysterious biker. Now, yes. A fantastic film, like I said before. If you want to, give the listeners an idea of exactly where this idea came from.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, I'm a big fan of Steven Spielberg's 1971 film, Duel. It's a classic. And always, a big fan of it, and hadn't seen it for years, and I was looking to do a second film. I've made one other film, a little smaller feature, and hadn't done anything since. Nothing really happened with that film. And I decided I was going to do another film, and I was up one night, and I saw Duel on TV, and I was like, wow, it's still good. I mean, after all these years, it's still very effective. So, a little time had passed after I'd seen it, and I was actually writing the screenplay to a project called the Twilight Hotel, which was a horror anthology, kind of like the Twilight Zone. And when I got to the point where I was almost finished with the screenplay for that film, I realized there's no way in the world I was going to be able to get the money that was necessary to make that film. It was just too big. So I started thinking about Duel, having seen Duel, and I came up with an idea that after I was inspired by Duel, but I started thinking about a motorcycle a lot. I just started looking at motorcycles when I were out and all the time in the city, and then it just started to come together from that point. I said, wow, wouldn't it be neat that if I could do a Duel-like movie in the city where where instead of having this massive truck, I would instead use a motorcycle and a rider there whose identity was hidden with his helmet and a black visor. And it just kind of went from there. It's kind of like I said, it's inspired by Duel, but it also was inspired by a lot of the Hitchcockian movies.
Right.
Because a lot of Hitchcock's films were about an individual, a man who has to, whether it's The Wrong Man or North by Northwest, you always have these solitary characters, trying to, run from somebody or, prove themselves innocent, which is interesting in this film, where you have a solitary figure running from somebody, and his innocence is very much in doubt about certain aspects. So so that's pretty much was it. It just evolved out of seeing Duel after many years, and and wanting to do something that I was inspired by. It's not a direct translation from Spielberg's movie, but
right.
it was inspired by.
Right, and like I said earlier in our phone conversations, you have the masked villains. I mean, you have the typical Jason, the Freddy.
Right.
Well, Freddy's not really a mask, but you have Michael Myers. But you have a guy here that's just simply a motorcyclist with a helmet and a shield.
Right.
And I thought that was so creepy to see that you really don't know what's going on. All you know is he's pissed off.
Right.
And some of the scenes in the movie, a lot of scenes, when it gets really to the heart of the story, was so amazing. The chainsaw, I will say no more, but a fantastic film. It's like innocent people getting to the wrong place at the wrong time. It's just fantastic.
Right.
Now, is this film entered in any of the festivals?
Actually, we'll be playing in a couple of festivals coming up here. We have Chiller. Is it Chiller? Chiller. I'm sorry.
Chiller Thriller. Yep.
Yeah, that we're in that one. We're also in the Shriek Fest in Los Angeles coming up on the 29th. I guess that will be starting on the 29th of this month, running to the October 2nd. So if anybody's in LA area, check it out. Anybody? Also, we will be in Polygrind Film Festival in Las Vegas, October 7th, and that goes through the 16th. And Thriller Chiller Film Festival, and that's in Grand Rapids. We're also at the Horror Quest Film Festival in Atlanta, Georgia. You don't mind? There's a few more.
Go ahead.
We're also, we're in the Buffalo Screams. I believe we're going to be in that one. I'm not 100%. Maybe I shouldn't say anything about that, but too late. And then also we're going to be in Rome, Italy.
Wow.
Caracorrida Film Festival, and that's at the end of this month as well, September 28th through October 2nd. So if anybody is near any of those festivals, please go out and check it out.
I want to tell you something. I think that movie would be really successful in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm thinking that there was a killer in a motorcycle helmet. It might have been an old Italian movie. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So that might bring back some memories for the Italians. But I tell you what also I think would be successful at is in Australia and England.
All right. Well, we played. One of the first places that Rage played over a year ago was in Australia at a festival. We weren't in competition or anything, but because we were a little late, and they loved the story. I mean, the film, the idea that they wanted to just show it, and they did. And so it's been there. It's played also in Oldenburg, Germany, festival there, which it got really, really good response. We did have a couple of people get up and walk out. There's a certain part in the film that some people have found a little hard to watch, but they still say they love the film. It's just that one particular scene they had a little bit of a problem with, but
Well, that scene that they're talking about, it's been done in a lot of the cult classics, like I Spit in Your Grave, etc.
Right.
So, I mean, that didn't bother me. I mean, obviously, for real it would, but that's just a part of the story that really makes it more of a build-up, and it makes you think, wow.
Yeah.
But again, a fine film. I absolutely love this. I mean, it's a big surprise when I watched it, because, you contacted me a while ago and asked me to watch this, and honestly I forgot, because I have so many things that I'm doing, and I got a response like last week or something, and that's right, I did talk to him. Yeah. So, but when I got it, I got the film a day after I got the email from you. I said, oh, my God, it's here already. So, a fantastic film. Right. Listeners, I'm telling you, if you like that cat and mouse, especially the motorcycle through the city and what he does and the stuff that you see, you won't forget it. It's a damn good film.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chris, I wish you the best.
All right.
I'm doing my part to spread the word because it's a well worth film to watch. So any of you horror fans out there that love that mysterious, why is he doing it, how come, this movie is perfect for you. So, Chris, anything else you want to spread the word about?
No, that's it right now. I just, I'm going to be out supporting the film at several of the festivals throughout from now to the end of the year. And at that time, I think we're going to most likely, make a deal with somebody for distribution. We've had interest so far, but we have yet to sign on the dotted line. But by the end of the year, we will have a distribution in place. And I'd love to be able to come back and talk to you and keep, let you know what's going on, and so you can let all of your listeners know what's going on with the film as well.
No problem. That's a done deal.
Great. Thank you.
No problem. But again, thank you very much for the copy. I've really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorites I've watched this year. And I'm not bullshitting you or blowing smoke up your butt. It's a good film. Audrey Walker, phenomenal job by her.
Oh, wow.
Rick Crawford was amazing.
She's going to appreciate that so much. She is a very hardworking local actress here in Portland, and she will love that. I'm going to tell her today when I talk to her what you said.
And Rick was fantastic, and you did a great job. I mean,
thank you.
That's the thing about you that I thought was amazing is you never spoke one word.
Right.
But your actions counts for everything.
Yeah.
And Joe Black, Jacob, Eleanor.
Yeah.
The older Queen, am I correct?
Yeah. She, I knew her originally. She was just the teacher, the acting teacher for Jamie Presley, the actress from. Yeah. She was her teacher. I knew that, but both her and M.L. Maltz, they're some old time Hollywood people. They worked on a lot of TV shows and stuff. And I went and cast them when I was in L.A. Both of Joe Black and Maltz and Crawford all came out of L.A. We went up there and did cast. I'm in Portland, Oregon, by the way. So, but the majority of the cast that was done in L.A. They came from L.A. But locally, I did cast. Audrey Walker is the wife, and Spencer Conrad and Richard Topping. Those were all local actors. We're getting a really good film community happening here. There's a lot of TV shows that are done here now with Leverage, the new NBC, I believe it's NBC, Grimm's, and there's tons of movies being done here now too. So Portland is, people got to look out for Portland. I think we're going to be doing some pretty big things here.
Fantastic. Again, listeners, check it out. Look for it coming down the road. And any reviewers out there, if you want to review this, just contact Christopher R. Witherspoon. He's on Facebook as Christopher Witherspoon. Look for the Rage photo profile picture, and it's him. And just drop him a line, and I'm sure that he wouldn't mind spreading the word for you guys to review it.
Okay.
So, if that's okay, was that all right to say?
Most definitely. Definitely. Thank you.
No problem. So you take care of yourself. Chris,
Alrighty.
Thanks for coming on, and again, a fantastic film.
All right. Well, thank you.
Take care.
Gruesome Hertzogg, the voice of horror.